Well, there's our sand over there. We're gonna get some probably 3 yards of sand. I wonder if he's on lunch. I don't see the loader. There he is. Big boy up on the hill. He knows what I'm here for. All right, a little hard to see in the bright sun. We got our stone down. You saw we tamped it. We got 4 inches of stone, and we got it tapered running to that corner. Then we got our commercial grade fabric. You can't rip it. Good stuff. Got that down. It's going to be a 12-foot, 14-foot with a 4-foot nose, and then we got to cut the pavement. We're not going to worry about that. I got to get this concrete saw. And we got our 12-foot screed board. We're going to screed this. We're going to put a level on it, make sure it's still pitched. We don't want to start, gaining a little bit. I might get the laser out, shoot that, and I want the water to go that way. So we'll work on the edges afterwards, but I want to get this in and get it screeded and find out how much sand we need. We got 3 yards. We used not quite half. I knew we wouldn't use a whole load, but if I got 2 yards or a yard and a half, we'd need a little more, wouldn't we?
Oh yeah.
I always do. So for the price and already loading, it's 1 scoop on that big bucket. So and I'm not worried, and I can use it at home. And a homeowner might want some. I might leave a little pile here so that we can go around the edges at the end. And then when we go to plant seed, sand is great for drainage, and it's great for starting seed. So it'll be under our soil. It'll be fine. And then we've got our paver pads. I don't know if you saw this product, but I've been using this a couple years. This is Paver Base, and they're a pad. They got tongue and groove. They sort of interlock. But we screed that, get it nice where we like it. And then we put our pads in, interlock them. And then here's our pavers, and these are an Allegheny cobble in a gray, and so they're going to be a random pattern. They're not all the same, and they're approximately 16 inches with your seam. So, and then we're going to use polymeric sand. I'll get some gray, pretty expensive, but we'll get that. But I got to saw cut all these stones, and then we're going to get mortar, and we're going to grout it, get it all done right down the edge so it looks good. And I want it so she doesn't trip, so I want it just as even as possible. You probably can't tell, but with the laser I could see a little lump in it last night, and I thought, well, we're not going to have it perfect, but I want mine as perfect as possible. And that's about it. I may not even tamp the sand because it's probably going to do more wrecking and pushing than it would with a screed board. So we'll do the screed, let her set and dry, and got good progress, guys. All right, we got her in. We got her pitched this way and that way, and we got extra sand. We're going to leave some here. Hopefully this will stay decent shape. It's going to settle down, be nice and flat. All right, new day. What we got our sand in. I threw some temporaries down last night, and the dog ran through there, messed that up a little bit. We got fixed. So I really want to get these paver pads down. There's only, half an inch plus in sand under there. It's enough to level over the stones, and it's going to make these really nice. And we screeded it. We've got a pitch going that way and that way, and it's going to be a little smaller than the opening you see because that's going to be earth put back in. But these patio stones are not straight here at all, and I'm going to mark them and try to cut them. All right, we got our paver pads we're putting down now. We fix this edge, and you can line up the seams. It's foolish to line up the seams. You want to stagger them because then they don't come unlocked. Now we're coming down through here. We're going to go out 4. We're going to go out 14. So 14 long and 12 feet out. Got this little cheap saw thing off from Amazon. I couldn't get a better brand. I was going to get at least a Paver and Evolution, and they were going to be 2 weeks, and I couldn't wait. We got to get this done. My gas saw won't run. And the rental, I'm not sure they have one handy, and then when you want to rent it, they don't have it in. But I put a mark on there with marker, and we got to cut that as straight as we can. So I got to cut 3 inches. Down here is 1.5 inches, 2 inches, half an inch to get this straightened out. He's getting out the hose. We're going to wet this down. This does have a water kit, but I don't want a bath, so he's going to wet the surface so that I can keep going and try to get this cut. All right, we're using the cheapest worst saw I've ever seen, one of these Amazon Chinese. Listen to it when it wants to take off. I'm looking down the line, and Daytona's trying to put the water right here so we don't suck the junk up. It's a bad design, I think. You don't see this stuff online until you use it, but this probably has to go back because the brushes won't last in something like this. So I'm probably going to change to an Evolution or something if I'm going to stay electric. But he's wetting my line so I can see it. Put a little water right here. And I did a marker, so I want to stay as straight as I can. And then if he's wetting the blade, we can breathe. So I don't have the dust mask with me. We're not remembering this stuff, you know. Got to remember it. So listen to this thing take off. Keep my line. If you can't see it, I definitely can't see it. So, see that marker?
Yeah.
I can't see it when she's cranking, so keep that wet. Teamwork. Hose is leaking, and yeah, I usually bring my stuff here. I can't see though. Sprayed off. I can't see it. Right here. I got it. See, I don't want to go crooked. I want to keep it straight. And we've got glasses on. We're in water, but it's a GFI. See this on flat. So turn this way if it's better. So you can flat it out. I can't see it all.
Well, yeah, the water just keeps coming. You can't really see.
Yeah, but I gotta see. I don't dare cut it.
I'm not trying to flood the.
Here's the line there. Where's it back here?
Right there.
If I could clamp a straight edge, but I just want to keep this pretty straight.
Yeah, I'm not trying to flood the sand out of
What a fun process. So when we get this done, that's going to give us a straighter edge. And over here by his feet, that's where it was broken off. She wanted it fixed, but we might as well cut it straight. We got to go another 6 feet or so. Then when we put our paver pads down through here, everything's going to look nicer. The grout joints can be a lot smaller, and that's a trick. We want it to look good. All right, we're at the Lowe's getting the pavers now. We got trucks coming in, all kinds of stuff going on here. So this is what she's looking like. She's going to settle down just a little bit. I'd love to run the tamper over it. And we're not going to do the edging. We're out of hours. This is end of the day, sunset here. We just set our level on. We've got our pitch the water, we get a torrential, it's going to run, it's going to go to that low corner. That's where we got our drain tile under. And everything's going to shoot away from the house. Up here, we took that saw there, that wonderful saw, and we cut the blacktop. And so now the slope down here is just slightly greater. Once in a while we get a little defect. He's got a crack right here. We don't want to put this tile down because in 2 years it'll be broke. They're looking them over good. Concrete products, you get defects. So we're going to get some cold patch. We're going to clean this all out. We're going to tamp this down. We're going to put in about, I don't know, 3 inches of blacktop. And we're going to tamp it and get a slope down to meet this once we get our perimeter edging in. And this should look good. We're on our second pallet of stones here, and we should have a few extra, but see, we got some defects in there, and I don't approve of them. So we'll probably have to swap out a couple. All our paver pads, we got 1/2 of one left, so we figured that pretty good. But from here, isn't that sharp, Daytona? What do you think? Isn't that nice? I worked his butt off. He was getting frustrated, but look how good a job he did. It looks nice. When she gets a patio set out here, we got to put a swing out here, so it's going to look pretty cool. We're probably going to do a retaining wall around here, a small one, and then this will get filled in with some soil and some chips, and then we're going to put a little lilac bush here. We temporarily put it up there today because we're a little worried about it drying out. And then we got the flower bed retaining walls and stuff we got to do yet. We got to seed in the lawn, rake it. We're letting that settle. And I'm getting a little tired out, so the boys took over. But Daytona and I, we cut this edge. Look at this, Dawson. We cut that with a saw.
That looks good.
That was like 3 inches out, so it's so much better. So we're going to mix mortar when we're done.
And put it in the
and we're going to fill that in, and we're going to fix this little stone problem here. Clean that out, and we'll fill that in. And it's pretty good. These stones are not the same thickness. They're close, but there's a little variance down through here of about 1 inch, not quite 1 inch, 3/4. And it's good enough that when you pick your foot up and walk, you're not going to stub a toe because you walk like that. But
what about this crack? Well, I'll use that now.
what is it?
That little.
Yeah, see, that may eventually crack. If it was out here, well, it is right out here. See it right there?
Yeah.
So keep this face down so you can see what's wrong with it. I don't want to accept the ones that are iffies, But the boys are helping out. We're just about done Friday night, and we are going to be back Monday to do edging. I want to finish this patio off. We got polymeric sand. We can only put it down when it's dry. And I got to fix the edges, and we probably get a couple rolls of sod, and then the rest we're going to seed in. So we'll get instant grass right along the edge, so this will, not be muddy. And looks good, guys. All right, Dawson's working on this edge. Let's get the tamper out. We'll get her tamped down. I want this to be about a ½ an inch below the pavers anyway. He's going to tamp this down because we're going to put patch in here. Over here, D, keep this down about 3 inches from the pavement. And over here, probably down a ½ an inch to 1 inch below. And then we've got all our edging in. Our spikes are up about a ¼ inch, gives you a little expansion room. Okay, it rained pretty hard, just let up. New day. I'm going to go ahead and set the post, get that fence put back in there. I can't do the polymeric sand on the pavers until they are totally dry because it'll stick to them. So we're going to do a post hole digger, start digging. The old post hole is there, so it should be relatively easy. And let's get started. So we dug down and tamped. There's a good base. Now we can form our blacktop in where she can't trip. We got to dig and put our post in, and then these plastic rail pieces are all crumbling, so I bought new ones, and we're going to put the fence section back on. Then the only thing we have left is to work on the gate, and we're going to see if we can get a new gate. And everything looks good. We're going to have to wait. The weather calling for rain in an hour. I'm not going to chance polymeric sand getting it wet. So it's Sunday. We're out of here. I got to pick up some mortar mix. I'll probably get a, I don't know, I don't think they have 40 pounders, probably a 80-pound bag of mix. We got a wheelbarrow. We'll mix up some mortar. She wants part of the blocks fixed back there anyway, so we'll use that. And lot to do yet. Okay, I got the fence post back in. I got it almost in the same exact location. That had concrete poured around it. And there's concrete way down in there, and there's concrete under this blacktop of the driveway. You can see the apron rolled off up there, concrete apron. So, but I'm hitting concrete under this blacktop. So I cut out with a saw. We got 2.5 inches or so, between 2 and 2.5 inches. I'm going to clean this out, and I'm going to put cold patch in there, and she'll have a smooth transition going in. The gate seems to work pretty good. We got to work on these pickets. Some of these are loose, so I'll probably get some white cap screws or something that looks good, and get this gate fixed a little better so we don't have to use a bungee. And then the patio's drying. The stones are still wet. I do not want to put polymeric sand down while they're damp. They got to be dry. I'm not sure if I'll have time this afternoon to get back here. I got an appointment. But I want to get this in if I got enough time here and get this smoothed out. All right, I'm going to cut the bags open. We'll go ahead and spread this out. Try to keep it looking decent, even. I don't know if I can screed it. It might be warm enough I can screed it. See how good it comes out of here. Yeah, it should work pretty good. I'll probably spread it by hand. I was going to use a tool, but I don't want it up on the pavers there. See what we can do here. Probably should put gloves on, but I'm not going to do that either, right? Looks like we need about 2.5 to 3 bags. I got 3 bags out here. Try to do the edges first. And I want to get these in up next to the pavers to lock this edge in. And I didn't use a paver edge here because once we cover it up with paving, you can never get to it, you know. And I want a nice smooth transition. And I don't really want this higher, you know. I like it about flush. Let's see how that looks, you know. Sun's kind of hot. Almost trying to get my funny looking hat on. And my neck protecting hat. Once I get this where I like it, I'll tamp it and then I'll spread a little sand on it so we don't stick to it. Build it up about 1/4 inch higher and let it settle in, you know. I don't want to trip trying to come in this gate. This was a drop off here before. I'll turn around, I'm burning my neck here. Looks like we need about another 1/2 bag. And that sun's going to help this settle in nice. I wanted to get good traction. This is going to give you good traction. This lump right there, probably have to go over a little bit farther just to make that transition, because we got, you know, the garage here. Nobody ever walks square, they walk kind of on an angle. I want this transition to look about right. Sounds like we got a race car running over there. Yeah, it looks like we need another 1/2 bag here. because I kind of want to go probably to here and up on an angle. That's a bummer. This stuff's over 20 bucks a bag now. It was 13 last fall. Getting a little pricey for stuff. Too much in there. I don't want to build it up. I want to keep a slope on it, you know. See, they'll be walking out and turning, so I don't want this lump there. How's it looking? I think it looks pretty good. And this should give good traction because you're coming down from this height to that height. It's at least 6 inches. So it'll give a good taper, you know? Like a ramp versus a step, you know? Almost time I gotta leave, so I gotta finish this, tamp it down, put a little sand on it, get a little dust, you know, so it's not sticky, and then I'll have to come back later, do a little more. I want to start on the paver sand. It's still pretty wet over here, and you can't put it down wet. So looking pretty good. I think that's pretty close. I'm gonna check it again and then I'll tamp her down. See if I can see any divots. I want it as flat as possible here. And I want it to bank off here like this. So any runoff coming down stays inside the flower bed versus on our traffic here. That's pretty good. So now we'll tamp it. And then I'll sprinkle some sand so nobody sticks to it. And when we seal the driveway, we might be going through and cleaning, edging, and fixing a little ramp by the garage door, a little edge in here, and a couple spots down the drive, and then sealing it a little bit later on. We can seal right over top of this so it'll blend right in. It'll look pretty good. Now I'll do the here chicky, or what might be better is just sweep some dust off the drive, you know. But I don't want a lot on it. I just don't want it sticky, you know. So if we can sweep some of this in there, it should work fine. And that way if somebody walks in here, they're not going to leave marks on my pavement, you know. And then I'll just sweep off the excess. All right. On a hot day, this will stay sticky. You'll see them patching the road, and then they tell you to go on through it, and it sticks to your car, you know. The dust will keep that from happening. Won't stick to our feet, you know. Won't mark up our pavers. Alright, so I'm going to clean up my mess. I got an appointment, so I'm going to head out here in a minute. Clean this off with a blower, be good. in theory I should be able to walk on it. Nothing sticks to my feet. See that? So that should work. I'll clean that off better later when she tacks over. And I'll show you the transition. I think she's going to be comfortable with that. It's, you know, you can't even catch your foot on it. So it clears the gate nice. See that? She won't have a snow problem. Won't catch your feet on it. Should work good. Looks good. When we do the, like I said, the driveway, we'll go right over it with driveway seal. Look great. So we'll see you soon. I got to take off. All right, we got Dawson and Daytona. They're sifting out some nice tops, so I'm pulling the stones out, and they're going to get it right to our rim, which is about a ½ an inch below the stones. And they're trying not to get in on the stones while I'm doing the sand, but I want to get that seeded or sod. But in the meantime, it's a big drop off. I don't want the homeowner to trip on it. So we're getting that filled in. We're gonna go all the way around the perimeter here. I'm doing the polymeric sand. I got a bunch of bags here, but I might need more. I don't know. It's hard to figure how much you need. And I'm gonna brush it a couple different directions, and I gotta blow it off, and then I'm gonna wet it down. And hopefully by then they'll be done with that soil. So watch along what we're doing here. All right, Dawson's tapping it down. We tried to use a tamper on these, and we used cardboard, and it started to crack. And I said, well, we replaced the tile, and we'll just do this. Remember, it's got the paver mats under it. Daytona's, he's sweeping it in. Do a 45, so you're pulling it. No, the other 45. Bring it so you're not bringing the dirt in here. But we're getting the sand. We're doing it twice. He's vibrating it down with his feet, stomping on it, and it'll settle a little bit. And then we're going to mist it off after we blow it off from here. Looking good, right, boys?
Yeah.
Hey, ho, ho, Dawson's doing the march. Dawson's marching.
Right here.
So the boys are working on the last section, and they're going to go up as far as we got time for tonight. I can only get them a little bit after school during the week. Gives them a little bit of money for something. And then just fill in the divots and rake and lift any stones, cut the old roots that are sticking up. And we're going to go on up through to get this lawn ready to seed. I'm going to blow this off, get the dust off, our sand here, get that off. Then I'm going to mist this, and this polymeric sand is going to set up relatively quick. And then we're going to work on the retaining walls and all that as we go. But we got to get this grass going because we're almost into May. All right, the boys are all sweating here. It's kind of warm. Got a nice day. So, look how nice we did. Dawson ended up misting most of this, and it looks great. He went over each seam how many times?
3 or more.
3 or more. So because it's about 2 inches deep, I said make sure it's wet, but you do not want to put a spray in there and peel all that sand out. The moisture is going to set up, it's going to be like glue, and it's going to harden these up nice tonight. The dog can run out here, it shouldn't hurt it. Now, Daytona and I did most of the raking up here. We got all the little tiny roots. He brought down a bunch of buckets of fill here, which is all nice fresh topsoil we dug out. And we graded up. We got a 15 by 20 here or so. Now we're going to go all the way up through there and finish that yard. Get some grass seed, probably a mixture of some rye and some Kentucky bluegrass, whatever else grows good in the shade. And then he filled in here where we got our backhoe and our electric problem. We got that repaired, and then we're going to do a retaining wall. You can see up here. I don't want to walk up there because it's fresh soil. We don't want to wreck. But right there, those are the paving, the retaining blocks that she chose, that I chose, and she likes. They match this real well. And so I think, if you're paying attention, Dawson, we're thinking about going right from here, coming across here, right on up through. And we might go right on up to the sidewalk to the garage. Or we might go to the stump. She's not sure. So I would measure this, and we'll give her an estimate on, 20, 30 feet, whatever it is. And then we're going to be about 2 blocks high here. We're going to be 2 blocks high there, and we're going to be 3 blocks up at that. It's going to be an 8-foot round circle for a flower bed. And it's going to be a little memorial in there. So they got a lot of raking to do yet, because she had me dump all that soil up there because it's got a lot of tree roots. We covered them up. We got some to cover up down here so she doesn't trip and she can mow it. So we got to bring in more fill downhill, which is okay. No tractor here, so we're struggling on the raking. But look how beautiful this looks. The water should come off the garage roof, come down that bank, hit this knoll, and curve. The way this is sloped now, it shouldn't come this way too much. It should start curving, coming to this point. And right in here is them infiltrators. We got 3 rows of them, so it should go right in the ground. This is sloped away. So this comes off this little roof here. Anything that misses the gutter should hit here and go right off to that corner away from the house. You can almost see the slope. And I think it's looking great. The fence went in good today. Everything looks good, works good. She wants me to do some repair on these pickets because these keep loosening up. That's why this bungee's here. So I'll get some button cap screws or something. The boys got their stuff finished. They got it cleaned up. So we're ready to rock, aren't we? Done for the night. Let me take an inventory in here, and we'll see you when we get starting on the retaining walls. So thanks for watching. That's our patio pavers with a paver base. We got 4 inches of #1 stone tamped and graded. We did the laser, got our pitch off, and then we did a layer of sand. We screeded it with a 12-foot screed, and then we did the edging. We did the pavers, the paver base, and looks good. She had us pick up a few extra over there. I think 6 we got total. She might do a little bird bath or something with them. And then we'll do the retaining wall there, and all of them I just explained. So what she wants over there, we take them pile of rocks that come out of here. The flat ones, she wants like a stepping path. Their dog and her take little walks up through there. So she wants little stepping stones. Dawson will do them as a project. Look at that crow. And then we'll get the rest of the rocks out of here. So I got to find straw, grass seed. I want to get a little bit of sod for instant grass if I can find some. Nobody locally's got any. And then we got to plant all them flowers. So we probably got a couple more weeks of work here. We got to do a little work on this patio on the stones. But looking good. Stay tuned to the channel, and we shall see you soon. Thanks for watching.